Title: The Drying of the Aral Sea, Causes, Consequences, and Remediation Efforts. Abstract: This essay explores the drastic drying of the Aral Sea, once one of the largest inland bodies of water, which has experienced a dramatic decline in size over the past few decades. The causes of the Aral Sea's drying are multifaceted, including human interventions, environmental factors, and socio-economic issues. The consequences of this ecological disaster have been devastating, affecting the region's climate, environment, and the health and livelihoods of local communities. Efforts to address the drying of the Aral Sea have focused on remediation strategies and international cooperation to restore its ecological balance. This essay aims to provide a comprehensive analysis of the causes, consequences, and remediation efforts related to the drying of the Aral Sea. Introduction: The Aral Sea, located in Central Asia between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, was once one of the largest lakes in the world. However, it has undergone a catastrophic drying process over the past few decades, resulting in significant ecological, social, and economic consequences. This essay will delve into the various causes of the drying of the Aral Sea, ranging from human activities such as irrigation projects and water diversion to environmental factors such as climate change. Furthermore, it will explore the consequences of this ecological disaster on the local ecosystem, climate patterns, and the livelihoods of communities residing in the region. Lastly, the essay will discuss the efforts made to address the drying of the Aral Sea, including both local and international initiatives aimed at restoring its ecological balance. Causes of the drying of the Aral Sea. Irrigation projects. The construction of extensive irrigation networks in the 1960s and 1970s for cotton and rice cultivation in the Aral Sea basin has significantly contributed to its drying. The diversion of water from the Amu Darya and Sir Darya rivers, the main tributaries that fed the Aral Sea, led to a substantial reduction in water inflow, ultimately disrupting the natural balance of the lake. Water diversion. To meet the growing demands for agricultural irrigation and water supply, water diversion projects were implemented to redirect the flow of the Amu Darya and Sir Darya rivers. This diversion, primarily for cotton farming, reduced the amount of water reaching the Aral Sea, causing its water levels to decline rapidly. Climate change. The Aral Sea basin has experienced changes in climate patterns, including decreased precipitation and increased evaporation rates. These climate changes have intensified the drying process by reducing water inflows and accelerating water loss through evaporation. Soviet central planning. During the Soviet era, the Aral Sea region was heavily industrialized and prioritized for agricultural production. Central planning policies disregarded the long-term environmental consequences, leading to unsustainable water management practices and the degradation of the Aral Sea ecosystem. Consequences of the drying of the Aral Sea. Environmental degradation. The shrinking of the Aral Sea has resulted in the loss of biodiversity and the destruction of the once rich aquatic ecosystem. The disappearance of the sea has led to the extinction of numerous fish species, impacting the livelihoods of local fishermen and disrupting the food chain in the region. Health impacts. As the sea receded, large areas of the seabed became exposed, releasing toxic dust and salt particles into the air. This has contributed to increased respiratory problems, such as asthma and other respiratory diseases, among the local population. The airborne pollutants have also contaminated agricultural land, affecting crop yields and further endangering public health. Climate change. The drying of the Aral Sea has altered the local climate, resulting in extreme temperatures and arid conditions. The disappearance of the sea's moderating influence has led to hotter summers and colder winters, negatively impacting agricultural productivity and exacerbating desertification processes in the region. Socio-economic implications. The drying of the Aral Sea has had severe socio-economic consequences for the communities that once relied on it for their livelihoods. The collapse of the fishing industry has caused unemployment and poverty, forcing many people to migrate from the region in search of better opportunities. Remediation efforts. Small-scale restoration. Efforts have been made to restore small sections of the Aral Sea, focusing on the northern part known as the Small Aral Sea. Through the construction of dams and reservoirs, water is redirected to this area, leading to a partial recovery of its ecosystem and the return of some fish species. International support and cooperation. International organizations, such as the World Bank and the United Nations Development Programme, have supported initiatives to mitigate the drying of the Aral Sea. These efforts involve providing funding, technical expertise, and coordination between the affected countries to address the ecological, social, and economic challenges. Water management reforms. The governments of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan have implemented water management reforms, including the improvement of irrigation efficiency and the introduction of water-saving technologies. These measures aim to reduce water consumption and restore a more sustainable balance between water usage and environmental preservation. Afforestation and ecosystem restoration. Reforestation projects have been initiated to stabilize the sand dunes and create windbreaks, mitigating the spread of airborne pollutants. Additionally, the reintroduction of native plant species and the restoration of wetland habitats are being pursued to revive the local ecosystem and encourage biodiversity. Conclusion. The drying of the Aral Sea is a complex issue caused by a combination of human interventions, environmental factors, and socio-economic challenges. The consequences of this ecological disaster have been far-reaching, affecting the environment, climate, and the well-being of local communities. Nonetheless, efforts to address the drying of the Aral Sea have been underway, focusing on both small-scale restoration projects and international cooperation. By implementing water management reforms, restoring ecosystems, and providing support to affected communities, there is hope for the revival of the Aral Sea and the mitigation of its far-reaching impacts.